I love this city. Every day is something a little bit different, a literal buffet of the shortcomings of mankind. Such a beautiful tragedy, I dare not blink for fear of missing even the smallest moment of it all. Though I walk the earth, I transverse the shadow, a citizen of beyond the veil. I am an old creature, and I have many names. Shinigami, the Pale Rider, Eater of the Dead, Devourer of Souls. Here I am most well known as the Grim Reaper, but I am yet a small part of something much greater, just one finger of a hand that boasts thousands. My form? Irrelevant. Just a means to an end. Should I choose it to be so, I could don the mantle of nightmare and appear as people believe me to be. But that would break the rules. People aren't supposed to know about us. Long ago they did, and we brought terror to mankind. True gods of death. Now our worlds are no longer linked in such a way, and our purpose has changed. The world is filled with things. Monsters hidden just out of sight of human perception. Some of these things are the lingering resentments of you humans. Nothing more than a concentrated cluster of negative feelings who have neglected to find their way, or as is more common, have been neglected. We call them the angry dead. In most cultures, they are known as ghosts. It's my job to make sure this abomination doesn't happen. It imbalances the spiritual fluidity around it and causes a lot of problems on both sides. Therefore, I take the souls of the dying and send them off to their intended destination. The bureaucracy of heavenly administration refers to us as soul heralds. That's just a fancy way of saying gateway. That's what I am essentially. Just a gate. Souls pass through me. It's a really horrific job, watching people suffer and die every day. But I really can't get enough of it all. It's like watching the most filthy and yet pure truth play out in front of you, and the best part is that it's a little bit different every time. Take, for example, this pathetic excuse for humanity in front of me now. I see him for who and what he is. I see his birth, and his circumstances thereafter, and how he came to be the brutal being he is now. Such a delightful pity to be killed by your own kind for grudges of neither your making nor understanding. It makes me laugh. Truly the unfortunate, more than anyone, band together and allow themselves to be herded into a narrow understanding of what someone else dictates to them is right and wrong. Left to think for themselves only in their final moments. Their blood remembered only by calling out for more blood. Such is the fate of war dogs. How meaningless. Not a bad offer, but begging never works. I no longer have dominion over death and the destiny of man. It's a nice perk of the job, though. Allows me to remember the good old days when I did, when I was more than a mere medium. I miss those days. I'm not sure what valley he'll walk from here, or what rivers he'll cross, but I am sure that his travels will mirror his soul. May whatever benevolence be out there have mercy on him, for the twisted reflections of his past evils will not. Grims are often viewed with fear and suspicion, even among the many other agents who work for the bureaucracy. We were, after all, not willing patrons marching under the banner of balance and harmony. Rather, we are subdued and restrained prisoners of war. We either do the job that has been given to us, or face oblivion. I find it crudely ironic that the mighty Death Lords are brought to our knees by the threat of what to us is the equivalent of death. Let it never be said heaven doesn't have a sense of humor. Still, for a conquered people, and I use that term loosely, we got off relatively easy, though I suppose the bureaucracy can no more deny its nature than we can. Heaven doesn't murder. They can't, in fact, only met out justice, and even that is held to a very rigid and strict code. You see, spirits, that at its very core is what we are, can't deny our purpose, and we can't step outside the function given to us. Therefore, as a Grimm, I must always be around and involved with death. If I was to deny my purpose, then heaven has every right to see that I am put to a swift end. That is, if they even needed to. Often when spirits deny themselves, they become loathsome and empty things, and find their own gruesome, messy finish before heaven even finds them. Without our purpose, we have no reason to exist. Spirits aren't as free as humans in that sense. We have no flexibility to shape what we are as we grow. What we were born as is what we will someday die as. There is no chance or chains in our future. I suppose that is what makes humans strong and fragile at the same time. In our world, accidents don't happen. Nothing is ever out of place. Perhaps that is why many spirits hate human beings. They aren't bound by a single purpose that not only defines who they are, but what they are. They have the ability to break the mold. I'm not jealous. To me, humans are just sad, lost creatures who have no idea of the power they have been given. I'll take her life as I can do nothing else. I'll also take her tears. Again, I am unsure where she will go from here, but wherever that place is, I know from the state of her heart that she won't be needing them. Humans are unique among all the denizens of both the world beyond and the material. They are blind to this fact, but given to them, the beloved children of the earth, is the power to shape the very world they exist in. This power both binds them and frees them, and only a very few ever awaken and use this powerful gift. While the fate of everything remains bound, humans are exempt from a set destiny they must play out until that fate is reached. It is the collective beliefs they carry with them that determine the course of their lives and of those all around them. This small one in front of me is a good example. She is gravely ill. She was not conceived this way. Her soul was not breathed into the husk that contains it sick. Human belief dictates that sickness and disease exist, and so it does. In that way, humans have even power of death, for the sick must die, and because of that, I must consume this small child's soul. This is the way of things, the natural order of life I must adhere to. Despite how dark it may seem, death is neither unfair nor cruel. It is only indiscriminate and certain. Children are odd creatures in the way they are more sensitive to the realm and dealings of the spiritual. They tend to recognize that I am not really a cat, but are unsure exactly of what I may actually be. This makes them more often than not fearful of me by nature. They can sense the darkness of what I am. Every so often, however, as is with this child, a soul is ready to pass on and leave the decaying, stagnant body it is housed in. She herself does not understand why she reaches out to me, but my heart can hear hers wailing, and my ears are sensitive to the mournful cries of her soul. To leave her as she is would be cruel. When a Grimm refuses to take a soul that must pass on, the soul itself dies, and the body soon follows, leaving the feelings of regret, sorrow, and hate behind, which of course often leaves a ghost in its wake. I see her, such a small but brilliant spirit. She possesses a powerful soul. Yes, I know you. I will see you on your way home. I do not know pain, small one. You will have to tell me, should I meet your soul in the next life? And so the cycle continues. Good rest be to the dead in this city of raging ghosts.
It doesn't